Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In any administration you have appointed technocrats who make decisions, and since you have this mass democracy where you have an elected official who doesn't know squat, he has these weasels around them who were appointed according to that principle of I know you, you know me, I scratched your back, you scratched mine. And then you have known values being in positions of delivering for certain interests, certain kind of perks. In this case, we have this individual who was, according to my knowledge and memory, he was never elected as an official by the population. He was always appointed. So that means he was taken from here, put over here, and he had great power. And I think he's a very, very evil man. Evil man in a way that he is pushed by certain interest. In this case, I think it's by military-industrial complex. He's their man, like Dick Cheney was, and many others. And he's doing everything he can to provide more business for armament industry, United States industry of making weapons. And they talk about that the angel of death, or whatever his name is, that Russian mustache guy. That's the guy. Pfft, go here, you have Pentagon, and nobody competes with the Pentagon. But it's like the you have the amphetamines and other drugs, and you have opiates and so on. They're legally prescribed by the doctor. Those are legal drugs. But if you go and try to buy opiates or methamphetamine or something, you get busted in a second. But because it's not prescribed by a doctor. The same here. Pentagon sells weapons legally to whomever they want, but the mustache man was not accredited by the Pentagon, so that therefore he's the bad guy. But these guys sell more than everybody else combined on this planet, and they're the good guys. It's not like they sell weapons. My weapon is different than your weapon. It's the same weapon. It's who uses it. Yeah, the mustache man sold it to terrorists. Really? Remember the Iran-Contras? Okay. It was not only. So not only the Iran-Contra affair, but others. So it's not about selling weapons only to the good guys here. So we have this John Bolton, who was a hawk, a chicken hawk. He was a guy who, if you give him an assault weapon or something, he doesn't know. He grabs it by the barrel. He doesn't know how to use it or anything. But he's all for war, and he wants in Middle East to start a war with Iran since he was on the payroll of the military-industrial complex. And it's just this one and other guys that served in the administration, not as elected officials. There's like, I can't say too much here, but nevertheless, this guy, supposedly a plot to assassinate John Bolton was uncovered, and by supposedly the Iranians want to kill Bolton. And now Bolton, who he is not a governmental employee right now. He doesn't have any, he's somewhere, I don't know where, he's probably on a think tank somewhere, getting some money from, the people who he served when he was in administrations, part of the administrations. And now he tells us that the United States, because he, while he was in office, he oversaw some, I don't want to say, some hits on some certain people. Now those friends of the people that he helped be gone, now they want to have him gone, and all of a sudden he's wanting to use the United States military, and not only everything for him, because a plot was uncovered for him to be assassinated. He's not a public person anymore. He's not a elected official. He has never been. He's not in the government. So he's just a private individual. And now he wants, somehow he wants the United States to maybe, I don't know, bomb Iran because they plotted to, allegedly, to kill him, really. And he wants now protection for him and from anybody else who might have done something to someone, but that's okay. and those friends of the someones that were done want to pay back, and now he wants our protection, people with guns, take care of them, protect them and their families. But we should not have guns, protect our, it's the law enforcement whenever it shows up, if we have time to call them, okay? But they have protection, they want protection 24 hours on our money. I don't want to give Bolton protection. I don't want him to be paid from my tax money. If he pays for his money, for his protection with his money, good. He can buy, if he wants, bazookas. I don't mind. But I don't want the government force me to pay money for that weasel and others like him. I disagree with that. He should not. He should not. Or at least make a referendum on these weasels, which they will not, obviously, for such a thing. So here we have an article from August 11, Yahoo News. John Bolton target in alleged means not proven, okay? It's just someone said something. Iran assassination plot, so that's like zero. You know, even if you're indicted, it's still zero. Until you're convicted, it's zero. And even when you're convicted, you can appeal. And when you lose in an appeal again, then you're done. All right. So here, and it could be appeals and blah 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 blah. Here, it's alleged. Alleged is like someone said something. So this hullabaloo for allegations. He urges U.S. to stop nuclear deal talks with Iran. A public individual. Because he's targeted by someone else. Imagine that, let's say, Canada, I have Canada wants to assassinate me. And I urge the United States to do something to Canada because they, do you think they will give up about me? And why not? You're not Bolton, obviously, right? So John Bolton urged the Biden administration to cease negotiations with Iran. He wants, this is what Bolton wants. He wants the United States to go attack Iran for Israel. There you have it. Simple as that. You don't believe me? Just look back and watch. Watch all his statements and just look back. And let's say I have just a gut feeling. Can I have a gut feeling? All right, let's say I'm crazy. Can I just say that? Can I say that? Oh my God. After a federal indictment revealed an alleged plot to assassinate the former Trump advisor, Bolton. Bolton said others are also being targeted and called for the U.S. to work on removing the regime from power. So a private individual calls the government to remove another country's regime because allegedly, and I don't know exactly who in that regime wants to take care of him because he probably took care of that general. Remember the one of the guard, how do you call that? The Iranian, escape me the word, not governmental. It's right here, Revolutionary Guard. Yeah, it says here that on Wednesday the Justice Department unsealed charges against a member of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in what court document described as a brazen murder for hire plot to assassinate a former national security advisor to avenge the death of Iran top military general Qasem Soleimani. So that general was killed, assassinated by the United States. So that's an assassination by a government of a bad dude, right? Of a general of another country, without declaration of war, with anything. And Bolton was part of it, right? And now those guys want to take care of Bolton. Our assassination is good because we're the good guys and they're the bad guys, right? Right. Yeah. But then what do you want? So all these things goes to destroy Iran. And again, when I see Bolton, and for me it's unbelievable. This is a guy that really like Soros. I really don't know how these guys, to be honest, are still around to talk about these kind of things. I don't know. And I'm not saying that they should not say whatever they want to say. They should say, but they think that they are the center of the universe. They want the U.S. government to get involved in something. He was an employee. That's what he was. Governmental. He's not a governmental employee. Even if he were right now a governmental employee. Even if he were. Or I say, I'm a governmental employee. Someone wants to plot to assassinate me. Do you think the US government will give up about that? No, why? Because I don't have the backing of the whomever is behind Bolton. So he said, I wouldn't restart the nuclear talks. Okay, you can talk, Bolton, but what do you know about these things? To me, going back in the deal is a huge strategic mistake for the United States. So what I would do would be to terminate discussions. I don't think you're ever going to achieve peace. Okay, you terminate discussions, and the Iranians increase their, to create a nuclear bomb. What are they going to do then next? What's the next logical step? Military attack, right? So yeah, I wouldn't talk to them. No. So what's going to be next, my boy? They're going to say, okay, then we're going to just enrich uranium. What are you going to do? What Israel wants you to do. Remember when Biden was in Israel about 2 weeks ago or something, and Biden said negotiation and talk, and the guy said, we're past that, that would not do anything about it, force needs to be used, or force has to be available, or something like that. And Biden was like, let me, the same here. This guy is just the first step. Again, remember, small steps. First, I will freeze talk. I will not talk to them. So what do you think the Iran is going to do? As I said, they're going to start increasing that, enriching more Iran. What's going to be then? Oh my God, they're doing that. They're going to build a bomb. And Israel is going to see. They're going to provide the evidence like always do. And the Americans take that as, and then you're going to attack Iran? Really? And who's going to attack Iran? You? Me? I'm not going to go and fight for these weasels, especially for those ones over there who want us to fight for them. You want to fight? Go ahead. Go and see where that gets you. Yeah, so now you have the Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman deny the allegation in a statement, calling them fiction, according to Israeli news outlets. The Islamic Republic warns against any action that targets Iranian citizens by resorting to ridiculous accusation, Kanani said. The plot is alleged, remember. So the plot against Bolton stems from the death of Major General Qasem Soleimani, according to the indictment. In January 2020, the Trump administration conducted a drone strike that killed Soleimani while he was on a trip to Iraq. Since then, the regime in Tehran has threatened revenge against those it deems responsible and has made a series of threats and started a legal proceeding against U.S. officials. Bolton left the White House prior to Soleimani's death, but his hawkish views on Iran and other past actions have been cited by Iran as reasons for wanting him killed. Yeah, and then we have here, it says that Greenway is one of the former U.S. officials sanctioned by Iran, and he said, I would extend protection for all government officials against whom there are active Iranian threats. Not all those threatened by Iran have government-provided personal security details. They should not have. No, if they want to buy it, they're out. If they want to buy their own protection, buy it. But no, I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for that. So what's going to be? An alleged plot by some crazies, is a reason for a government to kick in the teeth another government, right? Remember the Gulf of Tonkin? All right, I don't want this to happen again here. And it's not going to happen, but this is just playing the games of back military interest and Israel. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want those guys to be protected by my tax money. Nope. I didn't ask them to do certain things that now they, when you get a job, you have responsibilities and you have risks. Assume them. What do you want now? Well, anyway, this is with Bolton, and until the Bolton goes to meet some other people, then we're gonna have trouble. And when he goes, there's gonna be another one who's gonna replace him. So we're not gonna get rid of these pieces of. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.